So I know it's very short time. So I'm going to go straight, and Fanny is coming in the chat or in the room. It's perfect time for Fanny. Um, Welcome, Fanny, in the group. So today it's really like the three things that I share with my clients and the three things that we work on in order to have a meaningful and a profitable career. Meaning and profit are really important to me because, and some of you know me already, but because I have been chemical engineer, I had on paper really cool career. However, I felt really empty inside, and I wasn't aligned at all with everything in what I was doing during my day. And that's why it was important for me to recreate something that has meaning and that has where I can have the profit as well. Because I have three children, I need the money. And to be honest, I think it's something, and money is energy, and it's okay to want to have money, to want to have it all. So it's what I did for myself. It was 12 years ago, and I wrote that in a book. In this book, you can offer this book for Christmas. It's not only my story, it's a story of 8 different women from US and Europe. And they are really interesting. All the stories are interesting. To be honest, I found that one of my stories the less interesting from what's going on in this book. But I share in this book what happened, in what kind of stage I was at the moment I wanted to shift my career and how it happened. So, and it's why I shifted to coaching as well. So it was my passion, and then I continue to to define my niche where I wanted to have the biggest impact. I had the chance to, or I am doing that for 7 years now, full time, and really only going to what makes fulfillment and joy and ease. So it's really like my passion. I do that mostly with you ladies, so with international women, but I do that with organization as well, with Sportler, so people like competitions and how to deal with stress, with management, with focus, with passion, with all that. So, do you have question about me? And then we can go directly into the triangle. You can put the question in your chat, or you can just open your mic and ask the questions. Okay.
Christelle,
Yes.
not about you, but yeah, in general, I attended your session in HIP on one Saturday, and you felt for me very inspiring.
Thank
How
you.
do you feel inspired, or not only to yourself but to others? How do you motivate yourself?
Well, exactly that I'm going to start with.
Okay.
It's a great question. So exactly, that's my point. So as I like 12 years ago or something like that. So I decided, okay, I am not okay with what's going on in my life. I really need to shift something. My problem was, and it's exactly what I see with my client, is I was in this kind of state. I was in a state of lack. I had no energy, lack of energy, lack of joy, lack of vision, what I want to do in my life. So nothing was lack of confidence as well, because I wasn't sure about myself anymore. My performance were not there anymore. So it was a lot of lack of something. So this kind of mindset. And in my case at that time, so what I needed is to shift my career, to find direction, to find time, to find energy. That was the three things that I needed to do. And it's difficult when you have like three small children, which was my case at that time, working full time. And on top of that, so like not really a good, how to say that, good disposition with your husband. So I thought the first thing that I need to do is to challenge that, because you cannot start something big if you have in this it's this mindset of something is lacking all the time. You have to shift that, and in this of and go in this abundance mindset. And the solution that I found is that to go back in the flow. And you can write that, because all what I share today, so even if we don't work together after that, you can take all this point, you can have that in your workbook as well, and work on that on your own. It's easier to work that with me, but definitely on your own it works as well. So for me, it was like, how can I be more in the flow? And being more in the flow, so that means that you have more energy, and then you can do things 5 times quicker, which is great because I needed time. And there is 3 things that you need when you want to go in the flow, and it's really something that I use every day. And the first thing, and I yeah, and my client loved this part as well, because it shifted already everything. Even if you are still in the same job, even if you are still in this like yeah, situation, you don't like your colleague, or there is stress at work, there is stress at home, so it's the first thing that you can shift easily without moving too much things at the same time. So the first thing that you need in flow is fun. Usually, we forget a bit about the fun part. We are very conscientious person, so we have our job. Usually, we had to work hard in order to have this job, so we are very concentrate on results, on responsibility, on ownership, all this kind of stuff. It's like that's something that we know we do, but having the fun part is something that we forgot. And what I want you to do is to look at your life and to look at how can you have more fun again. And there is different things that you can do for that. The first thing is that really like looking at your activities during the day, and finding the one that you love doing and doing that more, and finding the one that you don't like and doing that less. For me, the way I found to do that is to define the 5 things that are the most important in my life, and focusing on that, and on the same time, so trying to put more fun. It's like every morning I look at my day and how can I have more fun during my day? It's the intention of having more fun. If you are more fun, you laugh more. And it's what I said at the last conference, is like you can laugh about yourself a little bit easier. You can laugh about the things around a little bit easier, and your energy is higher. And it's the way I inspire myself. It's the ownership. Like I inspire myself to do things. And when you are inspired yourself, then you inspire others as well. It's just like a snowball or side effect. So the first thing is having fun. You can put in the chat how much of you feel that, well, you think that you have this fun part already in your life. So you can put a 1, yes, I have fun part of my life. You can put a 0 if you put no, it's not present or not present enough at all. And you can put a 2 if you say, well, I could use more, I could have more. More, it's nice. So you can share that in the chat. I would love. I have a 5. What is 5? It's like you would like to have far, far more. Irene. Okay. So fun is important, and we forget. The thing is as well, we don't know anymore what we love to do. Sometimes we know, I was a child, I love doing that, and maybe I still love it, maybe not anymore. And if I don't like that anymore, what would it be today? The thing that brings joy in my life. So that's the first thing. The second thing, what I did, what really changed my life, and I see that with my client as well, it's having the focus. Because I assume that you have a lot of things to do. And that's why I really appreciate that you are with me today. Up. So you have a lot of things to do, first of all. We are in a world where we have so many information, so it's difficult to stay focused, and it's easy to be distracted. It's easy to be distracted just because because of Instagram, LinkedIn, whatsoever, all the information that we can have, which is great. But there is some information that are maybe interesting, but not so important for what you want to achieve. So distraction, because we are in a world of distraction because nowadays everyone can communicate with everyone. So that makes that if I have something to say, I can ask you directly. And a long time ago, it was not the same. It was just only our small village being able to reach out to us. But now everybody can do that all the time. And on top of that, so I'm sure that you have very interesting people around you doing a lot of things, and they are always asking, do you want to help me? Do you want to be part of that? Do you want to? And then it's not easy to say no. So what I suggest here is to have the focus. And in order for you to have the focus is to think about the 5 things that are important to you. So for me, I have them here. They are really present. I have my window here and I see them. And every time I have to take a decision, is that in my focus or not? Is that something that's going to help me to reach my goal or not? So my focus is my 3 boys, my family. So my husband, my 3 boys, my parents. That is for my private part is I have the focus there. And I know exactly what I want to do or reach out this year for them in order to be sure that I am a good mom and I am a good a good wife, because they are very important to me. Second focus is health. Very important to me. If you have no health, if you have no energy, that's it. So everything is complicated and you have one main problem, and it's your health. So you don't want that. You want to have many problems because your health is working. Um, and so for me, that's my top 5. So my family, my health, the impact that I want to have in my life, that means in my business as well, and having fun and this feeling of abundance. That's my big 5. But what are your big 5? That's the questions. And you should be very clear about that. When you are clear about that, and it's easier to say yes, no, yes, no. It's easier to take decision. It's easier to say no to someone, because you know exactly that because you say no to that, you say yes to something else. And for me, it was life changing. On top of that, it helped me to delay things that it's nice to have, but it's not in my top 5. So I just don't do that anymore. So having fun and having a focus, it's great, but there is still something missing in order for you to go to this flow, to this higher energy level. And the last one, maybe you have an intuition, maybe you know that. You can put that in the chat. I would love to know what you think. So we have fun, we have the focus. So that means we simplified our life, so that we gain more time, more energy, which is great. What is missing now? Health. Health is important. So health, I would really put that in your focus. A plan. Knowledge. Yes. Love that. Yes. I would say vision. Maybe not a plan now. Maybe not actions yet, but vision for sure. Where you want to go. You need like a direction where you would like to go, kind of a challenge, something that you say, okay, now I have these things, it's over there. I would love to get that, or to go in this direction. It's important to me. It's kind of my life mission, and it's what I work with my clients. So looking at the mission, the life mission they have, and then to put a vision about that. So I know my direction, so it's easier to have the right focus. And along the way, I do so that I have the fun and I don't forget about the other things that are important to me. And when you have that, you have the flow, or you have tools to go back into that. And it's to answer the question, so how I inspire people. So I don't try to inspire people, to be honest. I just try to have this higher energy level for me because it's more fun, definitely. And I have the privilege to be able to do that. I have a great house, I have great husband, I have great children, and I just want to give back. And if my energy level is higher, so I know that I can give more of that. So it's for my own um, ego, or just, yeah, it's very centered for myself. It's better to be in the flow state, but as well then it's better in order to give that to your children. I always have my children in first place. So to inspire your children, and then to inspire your environment, your colleagues, your clients, your neighborhood, whoever. Okay. So that's the flow state. And your energy is higher when you are like that. And it's only what I did 2013 December. It's only what I had in my mind. So how can I simplify my life in order to have the focus? How can I make some fun in my life in order to have more energy, more laugh? Laughing is so important. And what is my vision now? And I stay focused to that, and I just go in this direction. And after that comes the perseverance. So indeed, so funny. The meaning is in this part very important. I always start the program this way because it's great for people being in burnout. It's great to just have 360 degree in your life and look at what's working and what is not working, and to have less mental load and to be concentrated. Your energy is higher. Usually your colleague, they notice that. They say, what are you doing? So I have so many client coming to me say, like, well, my husband love my new energy. Or my colleagues, they ask me what I'm doing right now because I've been working with you for a month and I see this difference. And when your energy is higher, you are more fun to be around. People come to you with opportunities. And that's what happened for me. And I see that happening to my clients too, as well. So, which is already great, right? So, because when opportunity come your way, it's already great. But that's only the first step. The second step after that is something that is still missing, because you have kind of vision for your life, what is important, the big direction, what is important, but something is still missing, and is it is lack of clarity career-wise. Now we are going to more into this career path. We look at, a little bit more about the kind of lifestyle you want to have, the kind of impact you want to have in your life, what is important to you, and how much time you want to invest everywhere. But still, so for your career, it might be a little bit blurry, not precise enough. And there is what we need to do in this moment is to find your NBS. It's your next best step. And I found that so important, just to look at, you can look at your long-term vision, but it's really important to look at your next best step. And right now it's even more important because the world is changing so quick that it's important to always be in motion and to look at, okay, what is my next step, my baby step. And there is three ways how we discover what is your baby step. So the first one, who knows, in the chat? So the first one is what I call your USP. Your USP, your unique selling point. And we usually don't know our unique selling point. And it's Christina, for instance, what you told me last time is that we always are focused on what we are maybe not so good at, but we not always have in mind what we are good at. And the unique selling point, there is three things that are important. Your strengths, and we don't know our strengths. I am used to coach CEOs or entrepreneur, and they have worked already on this kind of things, but still it's not clear. So knowing your strength, that's so important because it's going to give you your leadership style. It's going to give you the kind of work is best for you. It's going to give you maybe the kind of business is best for you. It's going to give you so many information how to make a decision. It's going to help you with that, how to solve a problem. It's going to help you to find that out because we are all so different. So knowing your strengths is the first thing that is important. Knowing your skills, which is a little bit more easier because skills might be like your what you studied or what you use at work, the technical part or the process development part, these kind of things. So that is easier. And the last one is looking at what you want to continue to use, like your mission, your passion. Maybe there is some skills that I want to continue to use that. Maybe there is some skills that I want to develop that. I found that so interesting. There is some skills that I know that, but I don't want to use that anymore. Like I was a chemist, I studied chemistry. Well, it's not really something that I wanted to continue to use, so I don't use that anymore. So your unique selling point, that's so important and it's important for the rest after that. When you have that in mind, so now it's time to do something else. And the way I'm going to write it this way is then to create. And I wrote to create, and I didn't wrote to find a job. I wrote to create, and I want you to create three different projects. And why we do that? Three different projects is really cool because if I ask your mind only for one project, your mind is going to go directly to the safety, the safetiness, the thing that is obvious, your next standard step, where your colleagues and your boss or your husband or whoever is going to tell you, yeah, sure, you need to go in this direction. It might be the next best step, but maybe not. But let's say we stay with that. It's going to be one project, staying in this career and continuing the normal path. And then you have two other projects. And it's where you start to create something new. And I found that important a few years ago. I started to recreate this program a few years ago. It's even more important today to think our career as a mosaic career, that maybe in 2 or 3 years you are going to do something completely different or in a completely different environment because the world is changing. And I don't think that in the coming years it's going to be the same that we have today. It's evolving so quick that we need to be ready to adapt and to create and to see opportunities. Like there is opportunities everywhere. Just grasp the opportunity and be ready. When you know your USP and when you are able to create new paths for your career, then you are very adaptable. So it's something that I would like you to think about today. Like if you would have to create three new career or projects, um, what would it be? And if you have already ideas, put that in the chat. I know that some of you in the chat, so you are very creative and you have always new ideas. So some of us we are like that, but some of us it's the contrary. It's difficult for us to find out what would be another parallel career that we would be able to do. So if you want to share that in the chat, I would love to know if you have already some ideas. It's really like being um, in the dream mode. I don't ask you now to be able to do that. I ask you now to dream big, to create, to be a little bit, yeah, like if you could be in a parallel world, what kind of world would it be for you? So that you feel accomplished, you feel that you do a meaningful work. And then when you have that in mind, I like that. Public speaking, going back to academia, working in diplomacy sector. Oh, yes, exactly. That's different. That's interesting. And if it's something that you vibrate for it, that is interesting. Not saying that you are going to do that now. Ah, I like that. Run an Italian bed and breakfast. I will come and see you. Um, I have clients, so they are opening really cool stuff. Friends of mine, they have done something completely different as well, from being an engineer to making I don't know how to say that anymore, to do baskets or stuff like that with their hands. They have a great business there, doing a lot of money, but it was very challenging at the beginning. Have some clients, so they do something with champagne. Some clients they open their business as a Pilates coach or as a job coach. So there is so many things possible. Sometimes they keep their job, sometimes not. Everything is possible. Some client they go into trying to do passive income, which is completely different but very interesting as well. So the world is so open right now. So the creativity is one of the biggest skills that we are going to need in the future. So just create, have fun again. So have fun, take a laugh, take a glass wine, and then try to think about something crazy. When we have done that, so when we have been crazy, when we have been like completely in our dream, so the second thing that is important to do is to maybe take one, say, okay, this one triggered really something in me. So I have like this feeling in my belly. Yes, I like that too. Peacemaker. I think we should all be somehow peacemaker in whatever we do. We need that, this energy. Coaching children. I have done that. Very interesting. Um, so when you have done that, and one project is really like, I feel it's crazy, but I feel it's really cool. So what we need to do then is to be a little bit more pragmatic and to validate it. To validate it with the market, to validate it, to see what you need to do. It's like to have a gap analysis between what you know, what you can, and what is doable. So what I suggest all there is really to look at, like, let's say you want to open a bed and breakfast in Italia. So the question would be, okay, how much money would it be the starter, the start point? What kind of, maybe do you need some extra certification or stuff like that? So money-wise, where maybe in Italia, what is already existing, what kind of bed and breakfast, and all that. So the starting money, I think the starting money, the starting energy that you need, the time, and so on. So just to be as realistic as possible and to validate it's a good idea or not. And maybe after having done the validation, you will say it's not so complicated, and I think it's doable, and I think I would like to give a try. So it's what one client of mine is doing right now. She said, okay, I'm going to give a try. So I'm going to open this business. So it's not a bed and breakfast, it's something else, but she gives it a try. Um, because we have done the gap analysis and see, you know, maybe it's not so complicated. Or maybe you see that it's very complicated and you have to go back to school and you have to study 10 years during 10 years and that you need, I don't know how much money and so on. And you say, well, it's a nice project, but I don't I don't want to do that. So it's not something that I don't want to put the energy there now. Or I believe that it's going to be too difficult for me. Or now that I know a little bit more about it, it's not as fun as I thought. So I think I'm going to change a bit to change that, which is okay. A client of mine, she just told me, you know what? I know now what will be my big dream and passion, but I just don't want to go there. I just want to have a quiet life. And now she feel at peace, which is okay. So I mean, it's her life. Who I am to say that you should go for your passion. So it's her life. She knows what she does. So validation. When you arrive at the validation part, so maybe you think, wow, there is this bed and breakfast, or there is like this public speaking things, or going into diplomacy sector. But I think there is the past. Now I kind of understand how I could do that. However, um, who and if your project is ambitious, you will feel like this tension, like, oh my God, so I'm not sure. So it's going to be a lot of work. So what happened there, and that is a pity when that happened too much. It is the imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome is the one telling you who I am to think that I am good enough, who I am um, to want to stop the life that I had until now, which is already a great life, but who I am to think that I deserve more, who I am to think that I need to invest the time and the energy in myself and not in in my family and my children, who I am to think blah blah blah. And that moment it's where so many people stop it and they say, no, I'm going to stay where I am, which is a pity, I believe, because we need you. We need people being excited about what they do. And when you are excited about what you do that well. It's what Steve Jobs always said, right? You need to love your work, because when you love your work, you will do great work and for a long period of time. So what we do there, it's to develop the CEO mindset. And I don't care if you develop your own company or if you want to stay an employee. The CEO mindset, for me, it's like more the ownership is like being aligned with your decision and trying to do your best in order to make that happen, even if you freak out. I had a client just before you, she was like, oh my God, I'm freaking out because she does something very new for the first time today. And she was like, oh my God, it's crazy. But I'm sure that in 2 hours, she's going to call me back and say, oh my God, I did it. And that's fun. So she will feel more alive today than for years. And that energy, she's going to give this energy back to her children. So the CEO mindset, there is three things that you need to do. The first one, we need to look at visibility, personal branding. You need that even if you are an employee. Um, you need that because the world is so complex now that people need to see you. And if you have a new project, if you have a vision or direction, so people need to hear about it. So we work on personal branding, but again, it's a personal branding that fit with who you are. and not like in order for you to be authentic. We work a lot about your authentic leadership as well. So in order to be you, more you, so that you have more energy and more impact in order to go where you want to go. So visibility, so that you can attract the right person, and the person can see you and say, oh, she's doing that, and I can help with that. And for you to be able to ask as well, to be able to speak about it. The second thing that we need in this, and you said that already in the chat, you said that differently. It's actions. So actions and perseverance, both together, action and perseverance. So you need to, when you start something new, or you want to go to next step, whatever next step is, so you need to put some actions and then to be consequent about that. And at that moment, the little voice is going to pop up, oh, no, I don't want to do that. But that's why it's easier to do that with your tribe and not alone. So I've done that during years alone. Takes time, takes so much energy, and then you have the imposter syndrome even bigger and bigger and bigger. So having people around you helping you to do the actions and on a regular step really makes a big difference. So the actions and the last step, what would be next last step? You can put in the chat. The last step, yes, someone wanted to share. The last step is negotiation. Negotiation, because whatever you are going to start will ask some negotiation. Negotiation, the biggest, the toughest negotiation is to negotiate with yourself, to sell yourself to yourself. Because we have a lot of little voice inside telling us, no, don't, just stay quiet. Don't do that. So it's this kind of negotiation. Okay, Christina. Um, So the first step is negotiation with yourself. Negotiation, maybe for the next job you will have, how to go over there and to negotiate. Because usually we take the first things happening and we want really to own the things. So we want to go as a CEO. A CEO is able to negotiate everything every time. To negotiate at home with your children, to negotiate with your husband, to negotiate for your next boss, your colleagues, your maybe next clients. If you open a business, negotiate yourself. So to your part of yourself. So that is what it takes in order for you to have this meaningful and profitable career. Or that. To have fun, focus, and a vision for your life, to know yourself, to know what's passionate you or the kind of impact you want to have, to be able to create next step, to validate if that's good, and then to continue to be visible, to do the actions, and to negotiate every time you need to negotiate. When you do that all the time, so you are going to stay in the flow and to go wherever you want to go, and then to be able to adapt to this new world. So having said that, for you, what is you can put in the chat, you can put flow or NBS or CEO. What is the step that you think you would like to develop most? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now that you know, you know of its NBS or more like the create part or more the CEO part or then you just have to work on it, ladies. Working with flow, I always suggest my client to start with the flow, to be clearer. So some of us, we need that less. Some of us, we really need that first. Some of us, we think, well, I don't need it. And when we go through this part, so usually it like takes 3 weeks, depending on the people, to 2 weeks and 1 month to go through this part. And then there is a lot of aha moment. And it helps when you are clear about the flow part, it really helps to do this part as well. And when you have done this part, it helps to go to this part and it helps to go to the last parts as well. So it's really, that's why I put everything, because I really needed everything. If you start with that, your energy is going to be higher and it's going to help with the other things. Okay. So if you want, you can open your mic and ask questions. We still have 10 minutes, is perfect. And if you want to work these different parts, just you can click in the link that I shared, and then we can discuss that together in a different call. Yes, Usha, what is your question?
Um, Christelle, thank you so much. It's a wonderful session. I'm still wondering what MPC stands for. Maybe I missed this part.
Yes, MPC is meaningful, profitable career. Meaningful because, well, I think all of you, you know what is success. You have it. You have interesting career, but not necessarily something that is meaningful for you. So, and it's what, as I started to put more meaning in my life, it's where all my life shifted. And I could go and have rid of my depression and so on. So the meaningful part is very important. However, some of us, we don't dare to go in this meaningful part because we are scared about the profit. And we I think it's important as well to have the money again. So because even if our husbands have money and so on, so it's important to be independent. And when you have money, you have more power, you have more energy, you can use this money differently. So it's really important. So the meaning and the profit are important to me, and it's the balance that I want you to think of.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome. Another question? So when you have done that, when you have all that, so the meaning, the next step, and you know how to go. So going to put that this way. So in your life, then you have the meaning, you have the freedom. You have the freedom for two reasons. You have the freedom because when you do what you love doing every day, you have this feeling of freedom, definitely. And on top of that, you are so clear about who you are, what is important to you, and how to create new opportunities that it gives you freedom. And the last part is that you have money, which brings you security, which brings you freedom again, and which bring you more leverage to maybe start something else or give more or impact more or whatever. Do you have other questions, ladies? No other questions? Okay. Okay, great. So I am able to take um, I am able to take until the end of this year.
Christella, I would have one more question. Sorry, if
Yes,
others, I thought I'd give others also a, a
a chance.
chance, not that I consume it. When you say that, okay, and coming to the point of validation with the market and creating this gap analysis, how could I start? Should I analyze with the USPs, create different projects, and then start this validation, or how to start or where to start?
Yes, so the first thing would be like to look at one of your project and say, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I have this one thing, and then what I suggest you to do is to start with all the things that you don't know. Usually
Okay.
we don't do things because we're, yeah, but I don't know if there is, enough market for that. I don't know if people would pay for that, or I don't think that I have the right qualification, or I have no clue how to blah blah blah. And I
Mm-hmm.
would start with all the I don't know. And when you
Mm-hmm.
have the list of all the don't do, or all the don'ts,
Don't.
don't do
Mm-hmm.
that, the
Mm-hmm.
Quatsch, don't
Mm-hmm.
start this, and so on. So I would write all that, and then you try to find a solution for all that.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you will not have all that, but then it's an investigation. It's really like going out and asking, like, I don't know if you want to say, I want to open a bread and breakfast. So the first
Mm-hmm.
thing that I would go is like to interview 10 people having a bed and breakfast and ask them how they started.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to give me some ideas of the things that I need to take care of. And then during these discussions, then I will understand that there is some other point that I don't know, and I would continue to investigate. So you can do like that. Another thing that I suggest, depending of the project that you have, but even my son is doing that. My son would like to be an entrepreneur, so he start new projects. He's like not every 6 weeks, really depending of his agenda and so on. But he start new things, and now he has like two small business going on. One is
Mm-hmm.
about video editing because he started to try something there, and one is about stress management because he's really good at that. And then he wanted
Mm-hmm.
to help his colleague dancer on the stage to do the same. So he's trying things out.
Mm-hmm.
That would be another way as well. It's like trying to get the information and then just trying, if it's possible, depending on your project, to go there and to look at how it's doable.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
How to define the five essentials for you? That's a good question. Um, we still have 4 minutes. So the way I do that, I look at that because they're over there. The way I did that is I really ask myself. So I have a process for that. But yeah, the process is really looking at what is the five things in your life that are important. And if you take like this vision at the end of your life, you look back and then you imagine the best life ever, and then you look at what was in this life, and it's going to give you um, an idea of what is important to you. Maybe some of you, it's, I don't know, it's traveling, or it's like my grandmother, it was to have a home, like a home, because she was a poor lady and her family was really poor. She worked all her life in order to have this one house. That was like, and she was so proud of it. So depending of, yeah, look at the end of your life what you would like to be able to say to your grandchildren, or what you would like that people say about you when you pass away. That's going to give you an indication. To the question, do men or women face the same difficulties in the process? To be honest, more or less. I do have men being in coaching with me, and it's slightly different, but they have difficulty with the creation part. maybe they have even more difficulty with that because they have the impression that they are the one bringing the money at home and it's important, and therefore they really struggle with that. Even if the women at home are bringing money, they have like the social bias that they have to be the provider, and it's not okay to put that on the on the risk, even more than ladies. So it's slightly different, but then we are all different, right? So I have like one person this week, and it's a German guy. He want to start the program, and all what he was saying, it was like very different that what we, the contrary, like, yeah, but my wife wouldn't agree, and so on. So it's not that different. Um, yes, so I think that was all with the question. We are on time. So I will send you the recording, then you will be able to look at that. Trying to work on the workbook is going to help you to go through the process and um, um, take an appointment with me so I can go through it with you. I can give you extra tips. And if you want to work deeper with me, I have only 5 spots for the rest of the year, and that's it. So I don't take any one-on-one clients anymore. Because I really follow you when we go through the process. So I cannot take more than 5 clients going through this process or part of this process until the end of the year. So don't hesitate, just act quick if you want to be part of it. Thank you very much, Usha. I wish you a very nice afternoon, all of you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much. Same
Christelle.
for you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a
And
nice
see,
rest of the day. Bye bye.
yeah, bye-bye. See you soon.